This is Jamb Waec 41. You are welcome to this channel of excellence. In this video lesson, I would like us to give attention to this particular question, Chemistry Jamb 2025. Remember, all of this is to ensure that you get prepared towards your forthcoming examination. Assuming you meet a question like this, what is the percentage of sulfur in sulfur 4 oxide? How do you solve it? Let us see how we play around this question. What is the percentage of sulfur in sulfur 4 oxide? Now, you want to take note of the formula for calculating the percentage composition of any substance or any element in a given substance. Okay, like to get the percentage of sulfur in this sulfur 4 oxide, we have a formula that we use in solving problems like that. And I'd like us to see how we address this problem. It's a simple one. A solution. Now to calculate the percentage of any substance, say sulfur, percentage of sulfur in this sulfur 4 oxide, it is going to be equal to the relative atomic mass of sulfur times the atomicity of sulfur. It's going to be the relative atomic mass of sulfur, then times atomicity of sulfur. We shall divide all of this by the relative molecular mass, RMM, of the compound containing sulfur, which is sulfur 4 oxide in this case. Whatever we obtain, we multiply by 100. This is the formula you use. And this formula also applies to calculating the percentage composition of any element in any given compound. Okay? Now, with this formula, I have to substitute. But first, you get the RAM of sulfur. What is the RAM of sulfur? You know, RAM of sulfur is equal to 32. RAM of sulfur is equal to what? 32. So I want to take note of this. Now, what is the relative molecular mass of sulfur 4 oxide? Which in this case is the denominator. You can say that. RMM of sulfur 4 oxide. To calculate RMM of sulfur 4 oxide, all one has to do is the relative atomic mass of sulfur, which is 32, times the atomicity. The atomicity of sulfur here is 1. Take note. Are you following right? It's 1. Then we're going to add it. We're going to add it to the relative atomic mass of oxygen, which is 16. And then multiply by 2 atoms, because there are 2 atoms of oxygen in sulfur 4 oxide. I hope you're following right. There are 2 atoms of oxygen in sulfur 4 oxide. So if you work out this, you know, we are going to get 32 times 1, which is 32. And then, of course, you have 16 times 2, which is 32. So you find out that the relative molecular mass of sulfur 4 oxide is 64. Which is 32 plus 32, you can see that. So you should know how to calculate the relative molecular mass of a compound, and you're expected to also know the relative atomic mass of elements, especially the first 20 elements. Although by right, any professional exam body giving questions on this concept of relative atomic mass should give students the relative atomic mass of the element. However, GMAT 41 always advises that students should ensure they know how to calculate the relative molecular mass of substances, right? Okay, students should be able to at least determine the relative atomic mass of the first 20 elements. Very important, from hydrogen to calcium. Like in this question, the RAM was not given. Even if, like I said, by right, students are meant to be given that. But plus minus, whether it is given or not, please, it is not too difficult for you to learn the relative atomic mass of the first 20 elements at heart. All right, on the GMAT 41's channel, the name of the channel, GMAT 41, which you know, You have video lessons that deals with all these concepts. And of course, to learn about relative atomic mass and how to calculate relative molecular mass of substances, see the info link up here. You can click, and then you take the full lesson on relative atomic mass and relative molecular mass. So for now, looking at this formula, we have that the percentage of sulfur is equal to relative atomic mass of sulfur times the atomicity of sulfur in this given compound, sulfur 4 oxide, divided by the relative molecular mass of sulfur 4 oxide. We have gotten all we need to be able to solve this question. Look at the relative atomic mass of sulfur, 32. And this is the relative molecular mass of sulfur 4 oxide. The relative molecular mass is 64. So all we now have to do is to substitute these values into this formula. Are you following, right? Let's do the substitution and see. But let me wipe this part so that we'll have space to be able to solve. You already know that the relative atomic mass of sulfur is 32 and the relative molecular mass of sulfur 4 oxide containing this sulfur in this question is 64. Let's do the substitution. This is going to be equal to 32 times atomicity of sulfur in sulfur 4 oxide, like I said, is 1. Okay, you can see it in this compound. Look at it. That is why no number was written here. So it's invisible 1. Take note of that. So we're going to divide this by the relative molecular mass of sulfur 4 oxide, which we calculated to be 64. Multiply all this by 100. 32 times 1 is going to give us 32. And then, of course, divided by 64. This is going to be giving us 1 over 2, then multiplied by 100. I guess this is pretty cool. We find out that the percentage of sulfur in sulfur 4 oxide is going to be 2 can divide 2 to give us 1. 2 can divide 100 to give us what? 50. And so you've seen that this is giving us 50%. And this is the percentage of sulfur in sulfur 4 oxide. With what we've calculated, the correct answer to this question is 50%, option D. I hope you love what was done here and the explanation given. If you're yet to subscribe, make sure you hit the subscription icon right now. Turn on your notification bell. Select all so that whenever I upload any content, you will be personally notified. You can also become a channel member where you join this channel on the platinum or diamond level. Okay, this is a monthly package where you support this channel and then you get access to all of the lecture videos, right? The lesson videos are available for you as you prepare for your examinations. I'll be seeing you in the next video. We are done with this particular question, and of course, you see that solving it is very simple. In the next video, I have this question we are going to deal with. All right, I'm going to show you this next question that we are going to deal with. We just finished up this, so you want to prepare your mind for the next question where we'll be dealing with this. So take a look at that, and of course, you will love it. Don't miss it. Don't miss this particular class. This is the channel to be in order to prepare and smash your 300 plus in your exam to come. So get ready. We're going to be dealing with this particular question in our next class. Share this video to your friends. Encourage them to subscribe to this channel as well too. Bye.